Hey FLOSSTUBE, it's Kerry in Stitches. It's Thursday 26th of October and this is video number 4. Firstly, a big thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed so far. I get so excited every time I get a like or a new subscription, and just the comments have been so kind and nice. I'm really blown away by some of the nice things you said about the little tiny biscorno that I made. I don't find them tricky. I did put some photographs of me stitching one up on Instagram last night, and I really do, on here, I really do just literally just have to hold them like that and just whip stitch round. It's not, I don't find it particularly tricky, but I guess some people would. I make a lot of jewellery, so I guess the fineness there helps or something. Anyway, so yeah, that's those. I enjoy making them. I've made dozens over the years, most of them no bigger than an inch square generally. I've often done them on sort of 14 count Adas, and it has been about 14 stitches by 14, so that's generally the size. I have gone smaller. I've done, I think the smallest one is 8 stitches square on 18 count. I think I tried to do 6 once, and that was a fiddle to sew it because it frayed more than it was fraying faster than I could sort of sew it up. But my new secret is using fray stop all the way around the edge, so I go right up to the back stitch border with fray stop now, which means I can cut a lot closer and don't have any problems with stitching up. So that's my little secret. So I might as well go straight into my FFO, as we're on the subject of biscorno, which is this one, which I showed you the biscorno before I sewed it up last week. So that is a scissor fob, and that's going to be winging its way to one of our favourite pansy loving Flosstubers. If you do watch my video, please leave me a comment, even if it's just to say hello, because being who I am, I'm convinced that people have just kind of stumbled across me by accident and they didn't mean to watch my video or watch the first 3 minutes. Therefore, my number of watches isn't really the number of people who actually have watched it. It's just people who have stumbled upon it by accident. But hey, right. So let's do the whip report. I didn't think I'd done that much actually, but looking at the pile on the table and thinking, oh, it's only going to be a 20-minute video today, I may be wrong. It's that floss tube trap, isn't it? When you go, oh, I haven't done much, and the video turns out to be 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's not going to be. My son is going out in 40 minutes, and I don't have editing software. I'm no good with that kind of thing. So this is what it is. It's always a whole take that you get. So the doorbell's going to go, and that's when the video finishes. So on to my whips. So the last couple of days I've been working on my cityscape, which was in World of Cross Stitch 251. So this is where we're at now. I'm just going to move the copy over. I'll go to my mug in a minute. This is what I've done. So this week I have finished stitching this house here. We've got a car without wheels. It's clearly quite a rough neighbourhood. Wheels have been nicked. Started the skyscraper that's going to go behind, and started the other skyscraper. As you can see, there's only half stitches on that, and there's a big trailing thread there. That's because this morning I was going to stitch for a bit longer. I've been up since like 5 o'clock this morning, and I don't do mornings. But there was a change of time with my son going out, so it was kind of like, and I have to go out later on this morning. So I had planned to do it in the hour between the two, but hey, I changed plans, but haven't managed to get this row finished. That's what the whole thing looks like. This is just the photocopy from the magazine. So I am stitching Oh, it's backwards, isn't it? I'm stitching this building here now, and that pink one there. And my aim is a page finish. This comes out. I'll probably work on this into next week, to be honest, because I would really like a page finish. So the page finish is basically 2 stitches into that building and to there. So that is page 1. I'll put the cars in and probably the hot air balloon. I'm going to do all the clouds at the end, I think. I don't know. I might do all the clouds in. I might do them now, I might not. Anywho, that's that. So I've gotten back into it now. I was finding it hard going, but I've gotten back into it now, so it's quite good. Right then, I've done that one. Next up, what we got? Oh, calendar. So I was working on this last time. I've actually caught up. We're doing well. We're doing well on this. Although I've had a few slow days. I can't remember if I told people in any of my other videos I have chronic fatigue syndrome, or ME. Sometimes I have bad periods of time. So I've had a bit of a at the moment. So some days it just hurts a bit too much to stitch. Other days I'm just too tired to concentrate. So we've had a few of those. And then other times I can't sleep and I'm up stitching at 5:30 in the morning. That was today. But so that compensated for not stitching yesterday because I was too tired. I don't get it either, but hey, it is what it is, and I just go with it. So the calendar piece, there we go, you can see it in its entirety. So I finished September. That's stitched in a dragon floss by Pole Stitches, and I forget what it's called. I'm just going to have a little look because I have the flosses in the tin here. This is, so it's stitched in Dreaming Dragons, which was that one. And as you can see, there's hardly anything left. So this was a 5 metre skein of floss, and this is used most of it. So I think, my guessing, it's using about, stitched with 3 strands, it's using about 4.5, no, about 4 metres of floss. And then we go on to October, which is stitched in an anchor variegated floss in which is 1315. It's called Flame, and I did run out of this one. Unfortunately, I had another skein in my. I only had half a skein. I'm guessing I was using, and I had another one, so that's that one. So my plan is to work on Cityscape till for Monday and Tuesday of next week, and then get November done of this, which is going to be stitched in that one, which is Harlequin and is 1375 even. So there we go. That's that. This is that's stitched on 14 count cream Ada, just because it was in my stash, and the designs are by on Blogger by Pelco Lap, and I will link that below. I think I linked that last time, so I'll link that below. I stitch them now. Well, I say they stitch up quickly. I've done some of them in a day, some of them in 3 days, because that just depends on how I am doing. So that's that one. What have we got next? So done. Okay, yeah. Okay, Cityscape. 12 Days of Christmas. Getting really into this now, although didn't have quite such a good weekend on it this weekend, but never mind. We're not going to worry about that. I was hoping for a finish this Sunday just gone, so I'm stitching this for Santa Sundays. Santa Sunday XS, the hashtag on Instagram. I think Priscilla and Chelsea started it. If they didn't, they're certainly going with it. So I did 5 golden rings. Yeah, we all have to sing that one. So I did that. Though that was just, I think it's actually a DMC metallic, but it was random metallic that I'd gotten from somewhere, stuffed it in a bag, and I think it was from a DMC kit that I did earlier in the year, which had a gold metallic in it and tons of it. And I think the black is probably some of the blacks left over, because I kind of went, oh, black and gold, save those. So that was the last bit. Oh, I haven't showed you. I finished day 11. Woohoo! Which was one of those I kind of went, as long as I get the house done today, I'll be happy. Oh, and if I get the music notes done, that'll be really good. Well, I've done the music notes now. I might as well do. Oh, I just went for the finish on it and got it finished. So all we need now on this one is 4 drums, 3 sets of drumsticks and a crown. And I can call that finished. I have also, I don't know whether you remember last time, all of the border had only been half stitched or 10 stitched. And I have now gone over all of that. So this has actually had more than just the centre Sunday. I did about 3 days work on that last week. And it's nearly finished. It's only stitched, the red and the green are in a DMC, 321 and 470. 2 skeins of 321 it's used, and nearly a whole skein of the 470. And that's only stitching in 1 strand on 25 count over 1. So I was talking to somebody on Facebook in Stitch Mania, I think it was, about it. Or was it Instagram? The other. And they told me that they did it over 2 in metallics. Brave person. So I commend you if that's you. It looked beautiful, it really did. Oh. Child. Which part's going in which? Okay, so that's the whips. We had a start and a finish. I told you last time that I was going to... It's the Tour de Designers in... Maybe picked up the wrong one there. Tour de Designers in World of... Sorry, almost teenage boy walking around. Tour de Designers in Stitch Mania, we'll get there in the end, was Wee Little Stitches, and I love their patterns. I've stitched 3, got the 4th one in my stash, and 3 on my wish list. And my husband added another one this week. So I managed to finish this one. I went, oh, I've looked through what else. Really liking the wee Little Stitches this week. So, so I went, oh, they've got a Goonies one. I'm gonna have to stitch that. I love that film. And then went, oh, and Back to the Future. That'll be cool. I have now lollipop stitches. You're totally inspiring me to do a hoop wall of Wee Little Stitches designs. So I have Big Bang Theory finished upstairs in a proper frame. So my theory is pull that one out, reframe that in a hoop. I have another one I'll show you later as one of my favourite finishes that is also going to be hoop, plus this one, which was Hot Fuzz. I love that film, it's so funny. So funny. So we have on a scrappy bit of fabric, so there's enough to frame it actually now. When I started stitching, I hadn't decided about the hoop wall, so we may have to work something out. What's the matter? 10 o'clock? Yeah, but Nikki's coming at 10:30 for you.
Wait, 10:30?
Yes, she sent me a text and said she was coming late. That's why I started my FLOSSTUBE video.
Oh.
Sorry. So yeah, so Wee Little Stitches, Hot Fuzz. Stitched on random scrap of random scrap of even weave from a sew or grab bag in DMC floss. That was a nice quick 2-night stitch like that. I like that a lot. So that's that done. Being good and tidying up as I go. It's half term in England at the moment, hence why I have a boy. Right, that's the whips and the FO and the FFO with the pansy fob. Breathe, drink coffee today. Brought to you by my lovely new Wimbledon mug. My dearest, oldest, bestest, friendest went to Wimbledon in the summer and has only just given me my present. I've been twice with her before, but couldn't go this year for one reason and another. And then a week before she went, 2 weeks before she went, I broke my other one. Well, I didn't break it, but it fell out the cup and got hit by another cup and has 2 chips out of it, my other Wimbledon mug. And I loved it. Love, love, love my Wimbledon mugs. So I said, please get me another one. So she did. And as you can see, that was 2015 and it lasted 2 years. Sarah, on the other hand, brought, when we went in 2015, brought this one, or a similar one to this, and broke it within a week. So I've done a bit better than that. So I've kept that, my other one. It now holds my phone charger in the kitchen. When you've been up since 5:05, you need coffee. Right. Look at the list. Where are we at? Wow. Maybe I am going to be doing a 20-minute video today. Okay, so I'm going to talk through, we're going to go with the, let's go with the favourite finishes, or just some of my finishes. I'm running out of these. I struggled to find, well, I didn't struggle, but I kind of, what do I want to show? So, on the Wee Little Stitches theme, my favourite TV show. Have I mentioned this before? Gilmore Girls. I'm currently rewatching series for another gajillionth time. Seriously, we're on about 8. So it says, this is not a herbal tea morning, this is a coffee morning. I don't like herbal tea, but isn't it always a coffee morning and afternoon and evening, in fact. So there we go, love that. So that's stitched on random something or other from a Sew It All grab bag, and it's opalescent, and it's very pretty, and green's my favourite colour, so yay. So that will be added to the hoop wall. I did give myself a bit more fabric with that one. So let's put that with the Wee Little Stitches. So I've kind of been trying to, as I plan my, I do have like a little floss tube plan in my stitchy journal for the first 4. I thought I'm going to plan them out to work out whether it's doable. And I decided I was going to have my favourite finishes segment. And so you've had the oldest, the Biscornu bowl, the black work, and now we're going to go with the biggest and the smallest. Now technically you've seen the smallest because that was the tiny teeny Biscornu. And another teeny Biscornu. Actually, every week's a teeny Biscornu. So I thought I'd show you just a little tiny embroidery hoop I did. And as you can see, from that I'm holding the pin, it's very small. I bought a pack of these little hoops, and it had some, just some cheap floss in 3 colours. There was a pack of 4 from Tiger. I don't know if any of you know Tiger. It's a Scandinavian shop kind of thing. But they have all sorts of random stuff, and it's cheap and cheerful, a lot of it, and a lot of homewares and kitchen stuff, and bits of craft stuff, stationery. Kind of think IKEA Marketplace, and you're on the similar kind of lines. It's that kind of thing, but kind of more smaller and high streety. Yeah, high street. Yeah. Anyway, we had one come to where I lived a couple of years ago, and we like it a lot. My daughter spends an awful lot of time in there. She's 7, so. Anyway, these obviously you've seen them online. Probably seen them online. They are quite expensive. They can be about a £5 just for one. They had packs of 4 for £2. So what's that? Yeah, $2–3, something like that. Not even that. So cheap and cheerful. And so I bought, actually I have about 5 packs of them, because every time I went in I went and bought one, and I showed something online or on my blog, and people were like, oh, I love those, and I've sent a few to people, and all I've done is, it comes with a piece on the back, it comes with a smaller piece that you push in to kind of secure it. That one, it comes with a very uneven piece of, I want to say linen, but I don't think it's something, fabric, cottony, linen-y fabric. So I just kind of went, I'll just do a few, like a little stitchy samplery type thing, and in the 3 flosses it came with, and that's what you got. Should have put something to, is it going to focus? Oh no, not very good at this focusing business. Anyway, that's what it is. I kind of thought I could turn it into a brooch because it's about brooch size, but I need to cut down the screw on it. So if you get a package from me at any point for a giveaway or something, you'll probably find one of these little teeny tiny hoops in there. So that's that. Okay, the biggest. My in-laws brought me this about 3 or 4 years ago. Please do not look at the dirty marks on it because I haven't washed it, I haven't ironed it, I haven't done any with it. But it is Anchor Traditional Sampler. It was a kit. It's actually really lovely. It's got really pretty colours. I don't know. There's lots of little bits on it that I like. I'll just kind of do a bit of a close up there. It's one of these things. I did the border, put it away for ages, and then this year went, I'm going to get this finished. I think then I'd gotten it to about there. I think I've gotten it to, done some of the alphabet and some of the border, and then went, right, it's going to get it done. So I did. Not a lot of back stitching in it, just a bit of back stitching in the steps and around a couple of other things. Love those purple stars, kind of quakery stars, and those plant pots, and the snails, because I've got a thing for snails. Not slim, slimy ones in the garden, but pretty cute ones. So there we go. So that actually measures, it's on 14 count Ada, and it measures, I'm just looking at the packet, 18 inches by 12 1/4. So it's big. Don't ask me how I'm going to frame it yet. Perhaps my in-laws need to give me a lot of money for Christmas to frame it. But that's one of my that's my biggest finish. Probably the biggest finish. Stitch count on that was about 12,500 stitches. So you Hayes are going, oh, it's a page and a half. But that's a big finish for me. I'm not really a full coverage kind of person. I don't mind doing small full coverage, but I'm never going to be. I have had a Hayes. I started a Hayes, didn't really get very far. It's just not me. They don't progress fast enough for my liking. Right. So that's favourite finishes. All these stitchy, dash position-y stuff that I bought. Big fat zero. I have fabric on the way, needle minders on the way, threads on the way. Cross Stitch Crazy is due. Apparently it's in the shops today, so I should have had my copy by now. So if that's not here by tomorrow, I'm ringing up subs department because I've been missed before. But yeah, perhaps the only other thing I can count as haul. I'm going to do it like that so I can't get in trouble for showing barcodes or something like that. Yep, tickets to the NEC Stitching and Hobby Crafts Cake. Simply Christmas Stitching, Sewing and Hobby Crafts Art Materials Live Plus Cake International Show. So hubby and I are going on a week Saturday. It's my kind of part of my birthday treat. My spending money's coming from mummy, so that's very exciting. I've been many times before. The NEC is the National Exhibition Centre for those who don't know where it is, and they usually have a couple of 200, 300 exhibitors. There'll be paper crafts there, so there's cake, there's art materials like drawing and painting stuff. They have like a Christmassy section where you can buy scary dolls at ridiculous prices, and things like that. Sorry to the people who make them, but they really are quite expensive for. They're handmade, like most of them, I guess. So I just wouldn't spend a couple £100 on a doll. Sorry, no. Anywho, so I'm hoping there's going to be lots of fabric and patterns. Not always a huge amount of cross stitch, and to be honest, a lot of it tends to be in kits. I didn't do too badly in March when I went to the March one, but the March one is more sewing orientated. But I also pick up ribbons and buttons and beads and things I don't really need. but hey, we all like a bit of bling, so I'm going there. I have a small shopping list. I've had a look at the exhibitors list. Sew It All isn't there, so I don't know what I'm going to do about the fabric, so I'm a bit disappointed by that. But it doesn't mean to say I haven't just missed them on a list and they're not. They could be there. So hopefully I'll still see some fabric, because you don't. Sometimes they have shop names, so so you don't necessarily know who the shop is. So anyway, that's that. I'm very excited. Hubby's going because there's stained glass window remaking. We've done it before, but he must do that again in some pyrography, the wood burning. So he's looking forward to doing that, because they're both things he's wanted to try before. So he's going with me because maybe two people I usually go with can't go this year for various reasons. Right. Other exciting stuff. I had a girls' night out. My birthday's next month, and I had a surprise girls' night out with some of my friends, and they took me to see Hairspray musical. Oh yeah, it was amazing. It's my favourite musical. Loved every minute of it. It was fantastic. So that was at the Birmingham Hippodrome. Bought a magnet, because that's what we do. We have loads of fridge magnets. We'll always get one when we go somewhere. Right. Last but no means by least, we're going to go with plans. And I've covered my plans up with stitchy stuff. So, as I showed you, 12 days is nearly finished, so I am going to start stitching this blackwork houses. I love stitching houses, love Christmas, stitching Christmas, so it's going to be particularly exciting. I wanted to get an opalescent fabric but didn't have any, and to be honest, going to the show, I thought I don't really want to order anything because I can just buy it there, save myself postage. But going to finish that before I go to the show. So I went, I have scrap of white, that'll do. So I'm going to use, and these came free with cross stitcher or wax last month. I think it's probably wax. I'm going to use these instead. No, there's enough. It should be enough. So pretty. I might throw in a tiny bit of gold as well, just to add even more bling. My blog theme for November is No X November. So, as I said on my blog post when I was announcing it, because for me November's always really busy. Could actually mean no stitching, but it's no full cross stitch. Needle minder. Oh no, it's just magnet. So black work, that'll fit nicely. And then we've got, I'm going to stitch, let's put some in. Let's just use that'll do. I want to finish, this is all that's left on this is this is Maya Giraffe Silhouette. It was a kit my mum bought me a few years ago, and all that's left is half stitching for the sunset, which kind of just goes from there down like that. It's a 5-inch square piece, so I'm aiming to do all that. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I think there's still about 8 or 9 colours though, various yellows, browns, oranges, reds. So there's that. I also decided, kind of half this morning, half a few days ago, that I would try and stitch a few more of these Christmas kits that come with various magazines I subscribe to. Don't ask me how I've ended up with 2 of these. I think somebody gave me a pile of kits, and so my plan is to stitch one for our tree, one for Mum's. Stitch one of these. These have got the wooden embroidery hoops in, slightly bigger than the ones I've used before. But the designs are only about 25 by 25. They have been selected by the children. We are doing polar bear. I will dig out a tiny scrap of blue Ada because I ain't stitching no background. And then Son chose the snowman this morning, and I actually looked at the pattern, and you don't stitch the snowman, just the back stitch and the orange, his hat and everything like that. So perfect, that will stay on white. Then these two, they have little felt frames. So, and these are 34 by 22 bit of fiddly, but just looking at the chart, looking at the back stitch. No fractionals, thank goodness. Yeah, it's not too bad. I don't like it when the back stitch goes between, you know what I mean. Right, fine when you're stitching on even weave, but I shall do it with the bits of Ada and stuff in the kits because I shall. So, and I think these, I worked them out to be, I've written it down on the chart, I think they're about 40, I think it was 35 by 35, so they're a bit bigger. But my theory is 8 Sundays till Christmas. Yes, folks, 8 Sundays till Christmas. That includes Christmas Eve, and I ain't going to be stitching on Christmas Eve. So 2 weeks on Blackwork What's It, and then 1 a week till Christmas. Sounds a bit crazy, but we're going to go with that. Unless I buy loads of stuff at the show and get completely sidetracked. And I've also got 4 drawn threads kitted up, so all the Christmas freebies. So we could end up stitching those too. December I tend to abandon my rotation and just go with Christmas, or I will make a Christmas rotation of smalls because I tend to stitch smalls for Christmas rather than big pieces. Although I do love the look of that Santa's Village from Little House Diddleworks, or was it Country Cottage? It's one or the other. And I'm seriously debating that, but that'll be huge if there's, unless I do them individually, if it's, what's it, Chelsea, Priscilla and Chelsea's Sailor with 16 at the moment, going up to 20. Anywho, we will see. I've got a couple of other things on my November rotation, including another new start, and I will probably go back to Cityscape, but I don't know if I said last time I've put myself back on PTA at school. Yeah, that's crazy. And I often have a stall at the Christmas fair selling felty Christmas decorations, so all November stitching plans may go out the window whilst I craft 2 gajillion felties and brooches and make some earrings and do stuff. So we will see whether any of this gets done. Hopefully next video will be just after I've been to the stitching show, so could be a lot of haul, could be no haul, depends on what's there and what we find. So until next time, I'm pleased this video's only been 30 odd minutes. It's better than I was expecting. Have a great week. Happy stitching, folks. Bye bye.